Talk to me, Goose.
You scared the shit out of me.
Well,
Anyway, day 52, Chief.
52.
I'm going to go down, I'm going to do an engine room check, and then I'm going to go to what they call bed.
Nice.
I'm going to do... Wait, today's theme on the video is California Dreamin'. What do you think of that,
Dreamin',
Gene?
I like it.
Anyway, today we'll talk about the dream, because the reality of this dream, I mean, I've had it for my whole life. Took diesel mechanic school, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
did a bunch of things early in life and even throughout life. I've donated time and all that other stuff. But we'll talk about that throughout the day. Right now I'm going to go, go do an engine room inspection. And then I'm going to go to bed and try and get a couple hours sleep, Chief.
Nice.
I'm going to do some California dreaming. We're heading to the California coast.
Yeah.
Let's dream big, baby. You can see right here we're in this pocket of this is all current right here, and our weather window stops right here, which that is 2 days from now, about 48 hours from now. Here's the problem. Let me show you. Next level stuff here. This is wind right here, and you can see this is where we're at, and we can't be in any better conditions right now. But watch this. I don't know, but this is so this is Sunday right here. Well, what we got to remember is each one of these dots represents 24 hours. So right now we will be, tomorrow's 24 hours will be right here, and then the next day will be right here, and then we got to make the jump from here over to Cabo, and that's where it gets sketchy. Now this is forecast for Sunday, June 8th, so we got a lot of stuff going on, but that right there is what I am definitely afraid of. Guys, I'm in the cabin today, or in the pilot house with Lee. Lee's on shift right now. What do you got, about another 15-20 minutes?
Well, you've got work to do. I'm going to hang on till you need me to leave. I like this chair. I like it.
Anyway, so today is California Dreamin', and because I think a lot of us have this big dream about doing big adventures like this, but these cost a lot of money, and I don't know if anybody realizes, but this, and I gave this quote. I put the dollars to the cents, scratched it all out on a notepad, and I've been doing this long enough to know basically what it's going to cost, and I'm almost to the T, because right now I invoice out about $10,000 a week. So, and it's an 8-week run basically, and I told the owner, I said, it's probably going to be about $85,000, and that's not even, most of that's not our labor. It is like marinas, fuel, because right now our fuel bills every time we stop are $2,000 to $3,000. Getting through the Panama Canal was $5,000. Just that one bill was $5,000. But so it's every 2 to 3, 4 days we're having these big bills like that, and that adds up very, very quickly. So then in life, though, these kind of trips, for somebody to be able to take on an adventure like this, there's, in my opinion, there's very few people that could even attempt it, because the skill level of being a mechanic, being a meteorologist, being everything that you have to be to take on, especially one of these old yachts like this, because we got to know a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying, Lee? And then for these opportunities to come up, because just like Lee, Lee has had to pay for his own expenses, just like the guy before that was with us earlier. All these guys pay their own expenses to come out on the yacht. Now they get to eat and be with us, but the learning, the knowledge that he's gaining from this is probably puts him about 10 years.
It's boat college.
It really is. And if you don't have the financial means to support yourself, because you're not going to be at work, you're going to be on a boat working, Lee works every single day. He does his shifts. He does his whatever project or anything that he's asked for. He's on it, and so it really he's no different than any other crew, except he still has to maintain his regular life, pay his bills. So had he not set himself up financially, be able to take a month off of work and just jump on a yacht like this and be able to do something like that, that's a whole nother situation.
I have a great wife.
Yeah, he has a great wife. Yeah, I agree. I've met her. She is. But anyway, so, because he's learning everything so fast, and as situations develop, especially there's so much going on with the weather right now. It's an incredible amount of information that we're all absorbing with this weather and currents and keeping the boat moving. Right now we are running 24/7 to trying to get to Cabo San Lucas, and there's no guarantee we can make it because I'm not going to push the yacht to going through anything past 20 knots of wind. We're just not going to do it. Chief, what are you doing?
Getting ready to go down into bilge.
Oh yeah, we got our morning project to do.
Yeah.
But it's. I just want to share that with you guys this morning as we're driving. It's kind of an eerie morning outside here. We haven't even seen a whale sighting yet this morning. Haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen nothing really.
It's one of my favorite parts of the morning is you see so much.
Yeah, but this morning we really haven't. I think it's just like a dreary, overcast. It's a nice day. The weather, the waves are really, really cooperating. Yeah. But like if me and Peter getting ready to go down into the back steering bilge, and if there's any water in there, we'll vacuum it out. We'll check. We'll put a wrench on all the steering bolts. Just double check and make sure everything looks good. Getting the boat right now ready because we are going to hit some weather. There's no question. It's and this boat will tolerate a lot more than we could possibly tolerate. But we don't want to be sitting there neither holding ourselves or our couch or our furniture down for freaking 10 or 12 hours.
We've been there.
Yeah.
we had a little bit of that.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
It's not fun, and really isn't anything pleasant about it. So, but like I said in the beginning here, these adventures, they're huge. I feel super blessed and super lucky that I'm even involved in this. But even, getting this boat from Nassau over to Florida was, I would say that there's very few captains that could jump on one of these old Hatterases and even attempt a trip like that. That was almost 300 miles and with a boat that wasn't even running properly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it took every skill level that I had. And we had one little GPS and my navionics. We had nothing. We didn't have a working autopilot. We didn't have anything working correctly on the boat at all. Yeah. And so, it's a skill level that I've donated time to get here. I've also worked for very low wages to get here, and it's not been overnight. It's been years and years. You guys know I've done America's Great Loop twice. One time. Basically, I was a paid captain, and one time on my own dime, I probably put out, I would say shelled out myself out of my pocket $150,000 to gain my own education, if that makes sense. That's buying my boat, doing America's Great Loop, and putting up and doing all that expenses and stuff like that.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, because I got to.
It was.
Yeah, because I. Now I get to, people pay for that knowledge. Does that make sense?
Look where we are right now. And I'm glad you did because I'm here because you've allowed me to piggyback on your dreams, which has created dreams of my own as well. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I thank you every day.
But
I really do.
I think we got one of the toughest coasts to go up that Pacific coast, and we'll probably be looking for some more crew, especially if Lee leaves us. I think a 3-man crew is really nice. Me and P can do it ourselves, but it is nicer having that third hand, even a fourth hand on this boat, because this boat's big enough to handle a crew of 4, because we got 3 bathrooms, and we have one shower, one working shower that we share between the 3 or 4 of us, but
not at the same time.
Anyway, all the toilets work.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that this morning as we're all getting up and getting going here, and you'll see me and Pete down in the very back in there checking on the steering early this morning. But let's hear your comments too. You know, how many of you guys work those, you know, grinding out those jobs and are really looking forward to those retirement days? Because I always preach, you know, this no regrets lifestyle, and that, you know, I don't care what Lee owns a mortuary, so he deals with that part of life, the end of life stuff all the time, and you know, you can't take it with you. How many times have you filled a coffin with money?
And don't wait. Don't. That's the thing we hear the most is I wish. The regrets are things that I wish I'd have said yes when I had that opportunity.
Yeah, and I think
I've
that's
learned that.
Yeah, it's a huge thing in life and I think we learn it too late sometimes. And A, you can't take your money with you, and B, you know, we're all only heading that one place, and that's to the end. You know what I'm saying? So, and if this is something that you want to do, but again, very rarely, I would say that the chances of somebody being able to do something like this would be very, very, very slim. And so, anyway,
It's got a high skill set, I will say.
yes, it's a different skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a master of finance, but I am a master. I don't think anybody ever masters the sea, and I always think about the guys too out there that did this with nothing. You know, that not even a compass, just, you know.
Crazy. It blows
All,
my mind.
all you can do is adjust and adapt to every situation every day.
That's it. And we set new waypoints, and it's each minute at a time, it's each hour at a time, it's each 24-hour period at a time, and we plan and we do the best we can do with what we have. And it basically comes down to that. You know, every minute counts, and what we do in those minutes matter. And then looking forward to the next minutes, there's so much stuff going on too. There's like, you know, the marinas that we got to get to, contacting them, especially pulling into this Mexico. There's a lot of paperwork these different countries and stuff like that. And I'm trying to keep these videos
It's
shorter.
amazing, absolutely amazing though. It's what makes it so absolutely awesome. It is amazing, the stuff that it's constant information, constant feedback, and then an hour later you're changing it. It's awesome.
Yeah, you've got to be very flexible, and same thing in life, man. You just got to be, you know, pivot and move on to the next thing. It didn't work, you know, because we all learn from our failures more than we will any successes. So,
absolutely, unfortunately, very true for me.
All right, guys. Anyway, we got to get back to our boat chores, and hopefully we just have a nice, boring day on the water.
Uneventful.
Uneventful.
Yeah, it's good.
A little daily chore here. We're gonna go down in here and clean out just make sure there's any water. Pete said there should be a little bit of water in here because he overfilled it. So we're gonna open this up. We've been running, this is our third day now?
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days, and we haven't checked it. We haven't checked it at all in the last...
Since we left Chap.
So really what we expected down here, there's probably 2 vacuum pails. The yacht's not leaking anything, I can already tell that, and this could be just rainwater. So we'll get this out of here, we'll suck this out of here, and then check all the bolts on the steering. Smaller pails because it's just so heavy lifting it out of here. So probably gonna have about 3 or 4 of these pails. There's really not a lot of water in here. There's not even really enough. You can see the bilge pump is right here, and this hump in the floor here, it doesn't even really have any water on it. So there's not even enough water to really use the bilge pump at all. Here, just put the wrench on everything, just make sure everything feels tight. All good. Once everything feels good. Check's all done. Checked all the bolts and all the hardware on everything. Everything looks good. Pete's checking the water right now. And we still got almost 7/8 of a tank. It's our last little chore back here. So you guys just see, we see big, are they swordfish or marlins?
I don't know the difference.
Well, the swordfish, you'll see a huge sword.
Oh, they definitely have a sword on
then I think those are swordfish. Pete, it'd probably be a good time to stick the fishing pole in the water.
Well, I'm cooking right now.
After we
And
get
I gotta
to
get them all
cooking.
set up and everything.
This water's
It's like cut all
perfect.
the lines.
It's like those little beggars know we're filming.
No,
That's the second time they did. Did you get one?
I didn't get one. Yesterday was amazing watching them.
Yeah, they're like 4 or 5 of this second Paul
I'm trying to
Pulse.
figure out if these are nets or if they're just crab traps. So I gotta be very careful here maneuvering these. We don't want this shit tangled in our prop. See him right there, that we're looking at. Dog days of summer, just grinding, huh, Chief? We're all just taking naps, taking turns, and it's just a grind right now. Absolute grind. Just lost our engine. We just lost our starboard engine. We're getting kind of close on fuel on those tanks of where I like to change them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just change the fuels and prime the systems. But we've lost our starboard engine, so I gotta go down there and take a look at that and see what's going on. We're running the engines a little bit harder, so it's a little bit more of a fuel burn.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Like you got a little excitement there.
Yeah, I think. Look at the dolphins right here, Chief.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do, Chief? I want to go down into the engine room, and I'm going to play with that Glendenning attachment because I just had the tack working for a second.
Okay.
Let me twist that around. Look at that. Look right here, Chief.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins.
I'm going to go twist that around anyway, and I want you to let me know if...
Got a little excitement out at sea. We just lost an engine, but we got it back up and going.
I want to make sure, I want to go down and check everything. And let's put that we switch tanks to mid, and we'll put the hours. And this is going to be more complicated now because we kind of lost this tack. So this is 10, this is at 1076. So exactly 50 hours, we're changing tanks. So what's our coordinates right now, Chief? You can read them out to me. The north 16.
North 1625.016.
Point. What was the point?
Point 016.
Okay, and then it was west.
West 099.12.479.
Okay, and then the time right now, the military time is it's 3 o'clock, 3:30. So that's 14, 15, 50. 50, and what's our holding course? 285.
2856.
5 magnetic. Our RPMs are 1450. 50. And our speed is about 10 miles an hour.
I just saw in the comment that we're terrible fishermen.
Why? We caught like 4 fish.
Yeah, we should be caught about 100 fish by now, I think.
I didn't say we're fishermen.
Yeah, we are not fishermen, for sure. But anyway,
100% can guarantee that.
anyway, we're getting the poles ready because I think we're going to fish in the morning. You're going to get up a little bit earlier and do some fishing, Chief?
Yeah,
Try.
And then this is the one I want, because now we got one that's going to go down and one that's going to be on the top.
All right. So tomorrow we will try and fish again. We fish again tomorrow. We saw quite a bit of fish. What we don't want to do is hook a swordfish. We really want a dorado or a tuna or something like that. We don't know what's out here. Somebody help us out in the comments too. What kind of fishing is out here off the coast of Mexico? So we're passing Acapulco right now. That's the town right there. You can actually see it. It looks like you can see there's a bunch of hotels. Sorry, a bunch of hotels and everything over here. So I'm glad because we'll clear this port before it gets dark. You know what I'm saying? We'll be on the other side of it. And then just keep heading up the coast here. Our next big one is I don't think we got a lot of marinas now until we get to, I think Acapulco was a big one. Oh, here's another pretty decent sized one. This will be the last one before we turn the corner. The boys wake me up, or they didn't wake me up, they called me and said, hey, we got problems. And one is our stabilizers. And which is our stabilizers, and the other was the radar. The radar was just had to turn on the button. Anyway, that's Acapulco right there. Acapulco, Mexico. It's pretty big. It's just been plagued, or this afternoon, late this afternoon. We keep losing our stabilizers, we keep losing our GPSs. And it's all because we're losing GPS reception. Well, when the GPS loses its speed, it shuts off the stabilizers. So it's been a royal fucking pain in the ass. Very aggravating. All this technology is good, but it sucks when it doesn't work. All right, guys, it's midnight, and I'm gonna end day 52 here. Got the stabilizer, just turned them back on. I shut them off for about a half an hour. Very frustrating dealing with those. And I've really been looking at this weather. Is what I've really been studying on a bunch of different apps. Watched a couple of YouTube videos looking at this. It's going to be very, I don't want to even say tricky. It's going to be how do I want to say it? It's going to be challenging, you know, to get this right, because do we pull over to Puerto Vallarta, which is about 100 miles out of our way, actually, there and back, or do we make the crossover to Cabo? A couple of concerns that I'm having, our stabilizers are not working properly. Now they're constantly going out, but a lot of today has been we losing our GPS signal. Once we lose our GPS signal, we lose our stabilizers. So that could be just something in the atmosphere or something like that causing that, and that could clear up drastically over the next 24 hours, which would be great if it did. Anyway, peace out. Remember, live life with no regrets. I do. Thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Catch you tomorrow.